Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me on this important webinar where I'll walk you through everything you need to know about the new medical legal fee schedule codes, reimbursements, rules, and regulations effective April 1st, 2021. My name is Joan Palmieri, and I'm the owner of Benedict Billing Solutions. My company's been helping individual providers and medical groups navigate their revenue cycle for many years now, in both workers' comp and in their private practices. If you have any questions after the webinar, please reach out to me anytime via email, or you could give me a call. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first let's look at the main features and highlights of the new fee schedule. One of the biggest changes is the reimbursement structure moving from an hourly rate to a flat rate reimbursement. The second big change is that there will be a separate reimbursement for medical record review. The way it works is some of the records are included in the flat rate reimbursement for the evaluation or supplemental report, and the rest of the records are reimbursed at $3 per reviewed page. One of the really good things that came out of the new fee schedule is reimbursement for missed appointments. And in addition to that, it increases reimbursements for depositions and has a separate payment for sub rosa review. And finally, the new fee schedule added modifiers that operate as multipliers to increase the base reimbursements for psychiatry, psychology, toxicology, and oncology evaluations. Now that you know the highlights, let's take a deeper dive into the details of this new fee schedule. Since the announcement of the new fee schedule, I've gotten a lot of questions about what fee schedule to use. If you follow the simple rule, you'll never go wrong. The date of service dictates which fee schedule you'll use. If the date of service is before April 1, 2021, use the old fee schedule. If the date of service is April 1, 2021 or after, use the new fee schedule. It's as easy as that. As I mentioned in a prior slide, the frustration of missed appointments without reimbursement is a thing of the past, and you'll receive reimbursement if your missed appointment is due to any of the following circumstances. The injured worker or interpreter failed to show up for their evaluation. The injured worker is more than 30 minutes late and you cannot proceed with the evaluation. The injured worker leaves before the evaluation is complete, or if the evaluation was canceled within 6 days of the scheduled appointment. The billing code for a missed appointment is ML200, and the reimbursement is $503.75. In addition to the missed appointment fee, if you received records and reviewed those records for the missed appointment, you can produce a record review report within 30 days of the missed appointment and get paid $3 for each page you reviewed. But remember that since 200 pages of records is included in the payment for an initial or follow-up evaluation, you can only bill for records in excess of 200 pages. Let's move on to initial and follow-up evaluations. The new code you'll bill for an initial evaluation is ML201. With the QME base reimbursement at $2,015 and AME reimbursement at $2,720.25 when using Modifier 94. Psych QMEs are paid at $4,030 by using Modifier 96, and Psych AMEs are paid at $4,735.25. Now, it's important to note that follow-up evaluations will only be paid at the initial evaluation rate if the follow-up evaluation is more than 18 months after the last evaluation. In addition to the evaluation reimbursement, you'll be compensated $3 per page for records in excess of 200 pages. For example, If you receive 800 pages of records, you can only bill for 600 pages because 200 pages were included in the flat rate reimbursement. And a final note, make sure and state in your report, under penalty of perjury, how many pages of records you received and reviewed. Now let's take a look at the follow-up evaluation rules and reimbursement. For any follow-up evaluation that is not at least 18 months since the last evaluation, use billing code ML202, which reimburses QMEs at $1,316.25, and AMEs use Modifier 94 to increase the reimbursement to $1,776.93. Psych QMEs are reimbursed at $2,632.50 by using Modifier 96, and Psych AMEs are reimbursed at $3,093.18. In addition to the flat fee reimbursement, you'll also receive $3 per page of record review for records in excess of 200 pages. Once again, remember to state in your report, under penalty of perjury, how many pages of records you received and reviewed. Next are supplemental reports with a billing code of ML203 and reimbursement of $650. Unfortunately, there are no modifiers that'll increase payment for this code. However, you will receive $3 per page for record review for all records in excess of 50 pages. Like the other codes, there are rules to follow when it comes to supplemental reports. Make sure you have a cover letter from one of the parties requesting the supplemental report. The records you review for the supplemental report cannot be records that were available at the time of the initial or follow-up evaluation. And finally, the new regulations state that you will not be reimbursed for a supplemental report if the records were available to you before the initial or follow-up report was issued, or if you are addressing an issue that you were asked to address in the initial or follow-up evaluation. Either of these scenarios will result in a production of a supplemental report that will not be reimbursed. Let's move on to medical testimony and depositions, where the new billing code is ML204 and is reimbursed at the rate of $455 per hour for a minimum of 2 hours. If there's a cancellation less than 8 calendar days before the scheduled deposition, you're entitled to a minimum reimbursement of 1 hour. One of the nice additions to the new fee schedule is the separate reimbursement for sub rosa review, with a billing code of ML205 and reimbursement at $325 per hour. Just a note, make sure that you verify in your report the time you spent reviewing the sub rosa recording. Throughout the webinar, I've been referring to the per-page record review billable at $3 per page. The billing code you'll use is MLPRR. Now, there are very specific rules around billing for record review. You already know that for initial and follow-up evaluations, you'll bill pages in excess of 200. And for supplemental reports, you'll bill records in excess of 50 pages. But there's another regulation stating the sender of the records to the physician must include a declaration under penalty of perjury that includes an attestation stating the number of pages they sent to the physician for review. If the review of records are received without the declaration and attestation, the records are considered not available and not received by the physician, and the physician cannot bill for the review. In this scenario, you wouldn't review the records you received. You would prepare and send your report timely, and in the report, state that you didn't receive the declaration and attestation, and you'll prepare a supplemental report when you receive the declaration and attestation. That means you'll be paid a flat rate for your initial or follow-up report, and when you receive the declaration and attestation, you'll have an additional payment for the supplemental report and the review of records. And just a final note on record review, the MLR Code can be used in combination with ML 200, 201, 202, and 203 with reimbursement at $3 per page. Now let's take a look at the modifiers. A few rules you should be aware of are the fact that you can use multiple modifiers to enhance reimbursement. However, the modifiers only apply to the flat rate reimbursement for reports and don't increase reimbursement for record review. For ML 201 and ML 202, the following modifiers are available. Modifier 92 doesn't increase reimbursement and is for information only and identifies that the person conducting the evaluation is the primary treating physician. Modifier 93 indicates interpreter and increases the base reimbursements by 1.1. Modifier 94 indicates AME and increases the base reimbursement by 1.35 and 1.45 if you're using both modifier 93 and 94. Modifier 95 indicates QME and is also for information only and does not increase reimbursement. The next set of modifiers are used for billing codes ML 201 through 202 as well. When using modifier 96 for psychiatric and psychological billing codes, it increases the base value by 2.0. Modifier 93 increases reimbursements by 2.1. Modifier 94 increases reimbursements by 2.35. And if the psych doctor is using both modifiers 93 and 94, the reimbursement is increased by 2.45. Board-certified toxicologists use modifier 97 and oncologists use modifier 98 to increase the reimbursement value for ML 201 or ML 202. Okay, we've come to the end of this webinar, and I really enjoyed sharing this information with you. I hope it helped you understand more about the new medical legal fee schedule. And if you have any questions or I can help your practice in any way, please email or call me anytime. And thanks for joining me today.